Hi, we're signing in once again, Everyday Superpower. We speak about body language and nonverbal communication, but today we're going to discuss the clothing. Okay, so this falls within the realms of nonverbal communication in its own way. Maybe not necessarily body language, but it does change your body language. The clothing you wear amplifies or accentuates or deteriorates certain messages you can and might send out to the world. Are you overcompensating with clothing? A common one I see is balding men wearing hats. And has anybody been in a position as to where somebody who is bald or is balding removes their hat after a long time wearing it? Even the first time removal after you've just seen them once, it can be quite surprising, it can be quite shocking. Whereas if the hat was off, you see it for what it is. There's nothing wrong with being bald, fellas. There's nothing wrong with balding. It's a natural process. Male pattern baldness, it happens. Still regarding insecurities, do you wear, and I think the majority of people listening to this won't, but it is out there available, and I don't spend enough time with men taking on and off their shoes to know how many people do wear these. Do you wear insoles in your shoes to make you seem taller? When you're not honest with yourself, that will be picked up on in the outside world. Not only that, but your leverages are going to be askew. The length of your limbs aren't going to align in a proper manner, making you actually come across as ugly to those who might have initially found you proportionate and attractive, including your shorter stature. The more we give to the world in honesty, the more acceptance we receive in return. Honesty is hard, but it garners the respect it deserves. As long as you are not blunt and harsh and honest in a negative way. If you are honest about yourself and who you are, nobody can attack you and everybody accepts you. And when you're accepted by all, you become the sun that everything revolves around. A very powerful position to be. A woman wearing a short skirt is going to be hindered with how she can move her body in particular ways, especially whilst sitting down. It becomes a hindrance. Women can, due to their hip, sit in positions and compose their legs in ways that men can't, emphasizing and creating incredible feminine body language. When you can't compose these means of contortion, you are limiting yourself, given that the opportunity arises that you naturally want to fulfill that quota. Now, this isn't a means of, oh, what if I want to do that? This is a means of, what if your body and your psychology wants to do that? Then, by default, you're going to have to deny what feels natural and keep yourself within an unnatural position. Don't hinder yourself by the clothing you wear. Allow yourself to be free and formless, to allow yourself to communicate how you need to or want to. Okay? I mean, this is a topic I don't necessarily need to go into too much depth because we've spoken about this on a regular basis, but the opening and the brilliance of exposing one's chest and torso. Don't close yourself off. Don't button your jacket all the way to the top, given it's not needed if you're not freezing. And feel free to leave a button undone on your shirt to ensure that you are open to the world and, in a way, vulnerable. Because if you are defensive, people might not necessarily want to scale those walls. But if you are an open doorway to communication, that might be the best means of doing so. People will perceive you depending on how you are dressed. That's an unfortunate reality. People aren't going to take the time to assess and analyze every single individual they come across in the street. We judge by what we see. We judge through our superficial lens. If we see somebody in a sharp suit and tie, we associate them with different elements as to somebody wearing a full tracksuit. And then, how smart is that tracksuit? Is it a nice, fresh, clean, expensive tracksuit, or is it a cheap one? You know? We have to be careful with what we wear. We have to be observant and understand our reasons for wearing the clothing we do and the accessories we do. We will be judged by them. And I personally live within the field of comfort. I don't necessarily care too much, but I understand that it will hinder the perspective others have of me, because generally speaking, I don't go out of my way to doctor my appearance outside of the realms of my comfort. Now that's something else you must consider. Are you uncomfortable in the clothing? Like the overweight man who always fidgets with his clothing, who always pulls his shirt down to ensure it's not bunching up over his stomach. The man who's always pulling his trousers up because they've lost a lot of weight and the trousers don't fit so well no more. You don't want to be that person either. You have to find a comfortable middle ground as to where you can accentuate your identity and what you are, whilst keeping an air of prestige. I'm signing out.